My name is Alaina Sawaya, and I'm a firefighter EMT and a TACFIT team leader, mother of two phenomenal, high-spirited little girls, and wife to a wonderful man. I had the privilege of growing up with my parents are active and healthy, and that shaped a lot of who I am, but I had a season of my life where I was working 18-hour days in restaurants. And I'd wake up and drink a pot of coffee, and throughout the day at the restaurant, I basically lived off the free bread, and then I'd go home and drink a bottle of wine so that I could come down off of the intensity of that day. It took a toll on my physical and my mental health for sure. I definitely didn't feel my best, and I think that's a huge piece of what has prompted me to turn things around. I know how poorly I felt, and I got to a point where I just knew I didn't ever want to feel like that anymore, and so it's been a long road of figuring out how to be my best, and I'm still learning. Becoming a firefighter really felt like a divine spark. I don't know how else to describe it. There was an opportunity that I had to work with Ryan Provencher. As a team leader, he asked me to come in and be part of the TACFIT Firefighter First Alarm program and its evolution. You know, he's just such a wonderful human being. He's kind and he's respectful and he's professional and he's well-spoken and he's so educated, and then he's also this badass firefighter and a paramedic, you know, and so there's just so many things about him that I respect. And working with some of his colleagues and getting to know other firefighters, it's like, where is this community of people like this? I was really impressed with a lot of the people that I met. I honestly just remember coming home one day from working with Ryan and saying, you know, this might sound crazy, but I think I want to be a firefighter. And Brandon, my husband, said, it's like, what took you so long? Of course, it totally fits. And once that spark happened in my heart, then it just kind of became logical in my head, and everything has been affirming that that's the right path for me.
There's a lot that I admire about Alaina. The word that comes to mind is her humility. Here she is at the top of her game in everything she does, and she's always humble. There's always humility in the way that she carries herself. I respect that a lot. I respect Alaina a lot.
I could not have done what I have done and become a professional firefighter at this point in my life, switched careers, without TACFIT. TACFIT prepared me physically and mentally to be able to do things that seemed impossible. Training for a TACFIT team leader, it was a really grueling process, and it definitely took me to my edge. And coming out on the other side of that victorious and becoming a team leader and knowing that I did just do this thing that looked impossible at the beginning, it gave me, I think, just a new paradigm. Scott has said before, you cannot have confidence in the thing you've never done. Confidence requires experience, but you can have courage. So step into it with courage, trust that you can tackle it and fail through it, and with the experience will come confidence on the other side. And so I stepped into Academy with courage, I suppose. You know, just this feeling of like, man, I can do so much more than I think. You know, the idea of injury prevention or not getting injured is sort of ridiculous. Of course, we get injured, especially if we're hard drivers and we're athletes and we're using our bodies. Like you're going to experience injuries at some point, but how quickly can you recover from that injury is the question. And that's really what health is about. In my fire academy, I injured myself training with a chainsaw. There's a specific chainsaw that was hard for me to start. As one of very few females in the process, I did not want to be the only person who couldn't start the chainsaw. And I think I felt really frustrated that any big guy that had, upper body strength and clearly the physique of a traditional firefighter, he'd walk over and with the best of intentions be like, oh, maybe something's wrong with it, and then boom, start it right in front of me. Okay, it's not the chainsaw. So I'd go at it again. Can't start it. I knew it wasn't strength, I knew I was strong, and I couldn't get anybody to really help me understand what the technique was that I was missing. When I'm not good at something, I become really hyper-focused on improving that deficit. I was doing pulls over and over and over again over the course of a week, and my forearm flexors ruptured in 3 places. And I just remember this real fiery anger. This is not how it ends. I messaged Scott and just said, this is what I'm thinking, what do you think, what can I do? Is this the right approach? Am I gonna hurt this worse? And so he was great at calming the storm and reassuring that, like, yes, go back and do open chain joint mobility, go through some gentle soft tissue release, open up the flexor chain. I had to trust that I could start gently, and I had to just trust that I was gonna be able to do it in 10 days. And I really think it was miraculous. The into flow style movements helped release some of what could have potentially become scar tissue and ruptured further. And I was able to come back and jump right back in, and since Academy has ended, there's been more space and time to really take care of myself. When I was hired, it's in the Seattle area, which is about 2 hours away, and I committed to being down there full time. So I moved there. I mean, I was up at 4:30 in the morning, and I'd get home at 7 in the evening and make dinner and pack my lunch, my breakfast and my lunch for the next day, and do my laundry and shine my boots and study. So there was just no room. I couldn't have commuted from here, and I couldn't have divided my attention and been a good mom or been successful at Academy. So I just went all in. My family helped me go all in. I never questioned whether I wanted to do it or whether I felt like it was what I was supposed to be doing. I knew it was right, and I never questioned whether I could do it. I knew that I would make it through. And I mean, we went all in. There was no, there was no going back after that. Like I had to succeed, because I wasn't going to let it be a waste for us to invest that much and to give up that much time with my kids. It wasn't an option to not finish. How do I put myself first? Well, I don't think that I always do put myself first. I think the biggest challenge of having so many facets of myself that I care about is giving myself grace. Because really the illusion of balance, it can be defeating. One of the best skills that I continue to struggle to learn is saying no. But I'm learning that the more I say no, the more space I create to really do the thing I need to do with excellence. But it's an illusion that I'm balanced, because it is a constant fight to feel that. There are often times when I want to abandon everything and just be with my daughters. But I know that I'm not my best when I am not feeding and living into all of these passions and truths that I have found. And so I just need to be honest with myself about who I am and what I need and what lights me up, and balance that as best I can with being home, because being home is my priority, but I can't let go of everything else. I can't lose all those other pieces of me. As a team leader, my goal for the TACFIT system is to reach as many people in the world as possible, the community that it builds, the relationships, the self-improvement, the self-awareness, and an ability to become intuitive. I'd love for everybody to be able to go find a TACFIT coach and feel the authentic and heartfelt passion that TACFIT coaches have for helping people. What's next for me? Hopefully nothing for a while. I want to, reestablish some balance. So that means I'm going to spend some really quality time with my family. And the whole reason I became a firefighter is because there is an endless opportunity to pursue knowledge. So I'm super excited to just dig into some specific skills that will improve my ability to do my job well and to be an asset to my team at the fire department. I have a feeling there will be a lot of things in the future.